Yes, listen, I just wanted to drop a quick note, and first of all, thank you for putting together the package as you did. I got a bulletin in my email box from the John Stauber. He debated the fella from ABC, and I'd seen that. I hadn't read the article in the New York Times. I read little clips of it. I tried going on their site, but it's a pay as you go sort of thing. If you want to read, I live in Canada, so it's hard to get access sometimes. But very good. You really laid it out. You know, when I was thinking about when I was watching it was if any of you out there have seen the movie Clerks, the Kevin Smith independent movie, and you had the guy who's there and railing on against the smokers and laying out all the facts as he sees it and so forth. And of course it turns out that he in fact is a gum representative. You know, it's that agenda, and that's kind of what I thought. You know, and how frightening is it that not only, I mean, how weak does your case have to be that it's one thing to roll out, you know, ex colonels or generals or so forth, but in some cases to have all three on the same show. I mean, most folks when they watch the news or they watch, you know, analyst type programs, they think, well, you know, here's what I kind of think's going on, but they'll have one guy on one side of the aisle and the other guy on the other side of the aisle, and they'll kind of debate each other, and you know, I'll form my own opinion, based on things that I've read, things that I've seen, things that I know to be true, and also, you know, use their judgment based on their experience and so forth. And you know, I think it's a real bullshit disservice that's been perpetrated upon the American people and, of course, the world at large, because we all know that through YouTube and Digit and you know, different sharing services and so forth, that a lot of these interviews are seen over and over again throughout the world. Not everybody watches Fox. I mean, you can only watch you know, one news show at a time. Myself personally, I watch CBC National News. I don't watch American news. Too many fires and rapes and beatings on the local front, and so I'm more interested in what's going on in my country. First off, of course, but obviously what happens in the States, you know, it does affect Canada, whether it trickles down, you know, a few years later or whatever. But I thought it was very interesting. You know, CBC did a wonderful documentary, which can be seen if you click on my name up here and go to my playlist for must-see TV documentaries. And I think it's the first or the second one there, and it was about the media and how it affects. And I mean, shit, you got Ann Coulter, you know, being talking about Canada's role in Vietnam, and you know, our launching of troops in Vietnam, and trying to compare it. And you know, she was stunned to find out that no, sorry, we took a pass on Vietnam. I mean, there were some Canadians who did cross the border and join America, join the fight. I know a fellow who did that here in Winnipeg, who joined the American Navy and was involved in Vietnam. And in fact, Manitoba's got a Vietnam Veteran Association. So there were Canadians that did, but they crossed over and joined the American forces. There weren't, Canada wasn't involved officially. Somewhere there under the NATO banner and so forth. But in terms of troop levels and so forth, I mean, Canada, we have our own cross to bear there. You know, Agent Orange and Monsanto bullshit, where they unleashed the testing agent in Gagetown, and you know, generations of folks living out in the East Coast that have had health problems. You know, and then one by one they go to court, and you know, the money machine of Monsanto grinds them down. They settle out, and so forth. But I think there's still that still may come to play. And I think that's the bottom line. I think the real power of YouTube and the power of the internet, power of net neutrality, is that regular folks can talk about this kind of thing, that it's absolute bullshit. That we're not children. You can talk to it. And that's I guess the bottom line is that they don't trust the people to make up their mind. They want to tunnel it in such a way that there can only be one answer, and the answer, not surprisingly, follows their agenda. And by there, I mean those at the elites at the top that wish to control everything, and they do control everything. Because here on YouTube, I was happy to see that this clip he did, has some 7,000 hits when I saw it, and hopefully it'll go viral. But because there's no tits and ass, and pretty check with big tits on the on your center shot, it may not be on the front page. So you might unfortunately just preach to the choir, which would be a damn crying shame. But anyway, I ramble a little bit, and I do apologize for that. But listen, way to go, good job. I really appreciate those out there that have the ability to upload the different clips and synchronize their voices and really put out a really nice presentation, easy to follow, and I can't do that. I don't do the graphics package or so forth. It's not something I do. But way to go, and keep up the good work. That Ron Paul revolution, the upset in Reno, where they're supposed to have a convention, and the convention is supposed to be for ideas come out, and for the people to organically decide what's best for the party, what's best for the country. Ultimately, what's best for the country, what's best for the people. That's really what it's supposed to be about, right? So, things are happening. There's a bit of a shift happening. I think people are realizing slowly but surely that they've been sold a bill of goods that just is bullshit. As seen on TV, it's the Ronco-matic war machine, but it's in the bargain bin. Not too many people are buying it anymore. It's in the flea market. In the flea market next to the fucking potato peeler, the solar-powered potato peeler that looked good for $69.95, 4 equal payments. Once upon a time, eh? I think slowly but surely our eyes are opening, and we're just not going to take it. And I think because of net neutrality and sharing sites here like YouTube, that the people can get together en masse and know that, fuck, I'm not going insane. I'm not going crazy. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I knew it didn't make a lot of sense, but what the hell is Wesley Clark being marginalized for? What the hell's up with that? That doesn't make any sense. John Murtha and John Kerry getting swift-boated. They're thrown under the bus, and you got fucking George Bush, the AWOL dude, and no one talks about that. And, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. And then now it's back. Now we're back. Last news cycle was last presidential cycle was John Kerry, when they were slamming Kerry left, right, and center, and now John McCain. John McCain is now doing the tour of the bases. And I wonder, Mr. McCain, ask yourself this, my friend: if Richard Nixon, while you were being waterboarded, had said, you know what, we may be in Vietnam for another 100 years. Yeah. We all gonna make a sacrifice. Hey, what would you have thought of fucking Richard Nixon, John? Really? But again, guys, thanks again, and peace out. Love yous all. Dex out. Cheers. Oh, keep on rocking in the real world.